Give me one bold 49ers draft prediction. I already kind of gave mine. I let it slip, but I'm going to say it again. What is yours?
That the Niners trade down from 12 and maybe like the 15, 16, right before the Dolphins pick at number 18 and select running back Najee Harris, my draft crush in 2021.
Interesting. Okay, let's talk about Najee Harris. We talked about this on the phone, but for the people, I was recently talking to an ex-coach, not a scout, just an ex-coach. And I was thinking, what do you think of Najee Harris? And he said, most of the Alabama running backs don't work out. Now, Derrick Henry did. He's a freak. And Josh Jacobs has to an extent. He said, I prefer Josh Jacobs to Najee Harris. And he didn't say really why. He didn't really give a bunch of reasons. It was basically just a gut call that he had. And then I put it on Twitter, who's better, Najee Harris or Josh Jacobs? And like 75% of people said Najee. So I guess the coach had, an unpopular opinion. And maybe he hadn't really thought about it that much. But I thought that was an interesting way to look at it. Do you see, obviously you don't see Najee as the next Mark Ingram, the next Trent Richardson. So what do you see that makes Najee special? And compare him to Josh Jacobs.
Well, compared to Josh Jacobs, they're two vastly different running backs, right? Josh Jacobs can turn a 5-yard slant or a 5-yard run into a house call. Najee Harris is more the traditional throwback, pound and ground, smash mouth running style, straight up the gut, north-south violent, tough between the tackles, but can also be a dual threat back coming out of the backfield. I mean, the guy, I believe, had 70 catches in his last 2 years coming out of the flats. So when you put that all together and see what Najee Harris can do, he always makes the first tackler miss. And yes, that may be college football, but again, you're going up against SEC talent. So the projection at the NFL level is, yes, this guy can make the first tackler miss, turn a 3-yard loss into a 3-yard gain. And aside from that, he's very tough between the tackles. He's very good in pass pro when asked to do that, although he's not asked to do that very much at Alabama because he doesn't need to. But he gets the job done when asked and called upon. So when you look at Najee Harris and what he brings to the table, he's a complete back. We know he's going to score off the charts in terms of the spark testing, right? He's going to have a 40-something inch vertical, have a 125, 130-inch broad jump. The guy is going to test through.
What do you think his 40 will be? 4.5?
Oh, man. Probably somewhere in the 4.5,
4.6.
4.45, 4.58. Or sorry, 4.45, 4.48.
Oh, in the 4.4s. Ooh. Okay.
Possibly. Okay. Yeah, I see a 4.45 or a 4.4. I mean, it could be anywhere from what I see on film is, I'm seeing a 4.45 to 4.5 flat. So anywhere in between there, if I confirm what I see there, then I think he's good to go, but it should be under 4.5.
Okay. Who would you compare him to?
I said Derrick Henry with better skill set coming out of the flat because his dual threat ability is just too much not to be ignored. The guy is a beast, bro. Like you cannot bring him down on initial contact. It takes 1, 2, or 3 tacklers. And that's just amazing to me because at the end of the day, you have to keep your feet churning, which he does on initial contact. He also has great vision. So if you're looking for a complete back, Najee Harris is not scheme dependent. He can play in a power run or a zone blocking scheme. I would say when you look at a guy like Travis Etienne, he's definitely not a power run based back. He's more of a zone blocking Cliff Kingsbury type of a back. So at 16, odds are GM Steve Keim is going to roll with Travis Etienne from Clemson, then Alabama's Najee Harris. What you get with Najee Harris is someone who adds versatility no matter who the coach is or what coaching staff is in place. So that is a huge determining factor in building up Najee Harris draft stock. So that's what I love about him.
I like him too. Derrick Henry's 6'3", 247. I really feel like he's kind of a freak. I would compare Najee Harris to Ezekiel Elliott, like a young Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott was the 5th pick in the draft, and he carried Dallas's offense for years. He's just taken a lot of, he has a lot of tread on his tires now at this point.
Right.
Do you see that at all?
I see a more explosive back from Najee Harris than Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
I think he's going to be, because, we talked about this, Grant, remember?
No, but Ezekiel has slowed down throughout the years. Like 5 years ago, that guy was amazing. He was amazing at Ohio State. And really, his first couple of years at Dallas, he was great.
Right.
They just gave him like 350 carries a year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. And one thing I will say, piggybacking on the analysis that I said earlier, people don't understand the analytics side to it. All right, let me just break it down in simplest form. Since 2010, since 2010, there's been 18 running backs drafted in the first round. All right, 11 of them were Pro Bowl players. So out of 18 running backs drafted in the first round since 2010, 11 were Pro Bowls. That's a 61% success rate of hitting on Pro Bowl talent in the first. Najee Harris is definitely a Pro Bowl player. So if you want a Pro Bowl back, you're going to get Najee Harris. Plain and simple. If you don't, and he goes to a team like the Packers or the Pittsburgh Steelers or even possibly the New England Patriots, if they trade back from 15, because Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are best buddies, and if he puts in a good word for Najee Harris, don't be surprised if he even goes at number 15, because the last time he picked a running back in the first round was, I believe it was Sony Michel from Georgia, but even before that was Lawrence Maroney out of Minnesota.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Plus there is the Saban Belichick connection.
Right.
No, the Patriots are going to take Najee Harris. You're right. That's exactly what they're going to do. They took Sony Michel in round 1. Now they're going to take Najee. Good call. Okay, here's my bold prediction. If Mac Jones falls to the Niners at 12, they draft him.
Ooh, I like it.
And I got another bold prediction. If Justin Fields falls to the Niners at 12, they don't draft him. Ooh. If Trey Lance falls to the Niners at 12, they don't draft him. Those are my bold predictions. They're prepared to take Mac at 12. Of course, they would take Zach Wilson at 12. He's not going to be there. They would not take Fields. They would not take. I don't think they would take Mond at 12 either. And they don't have. They would have to figure out a way. They may not be in position to take Mond. I don't know what they do if they don't get Mac Jones. Maybe they would take Kyle Trask in round 2. No one's talking about Kyle Trask, and it seems to me all the good things you could say about Mac Jones, like all of them, apply to Kyle Trask too. So. I don't know. That's my Mac Jones at 12. That's the only quarterback they would take. That's my bold draft prediction. But I don't think he's going to be there. I think he goes to the Panthers at 8. I think Joe Brady looks at him as being the next Joe Burrow.
Dude, that'd be nuts, dude. Because, yeah, Joe Brady, man, you know how he worked with Joe Burrow at LSU, had Justin Jefferson, had a lot of weapons outside, had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, had Thaddeus. Man, it's crazy, bro.
Right. That's right. And just like Mac Jones had it at Alabama. Yep. And I think the Niners, when you see the Niners are interested in Teddy Bridgewater, maybe they've put 2 and 2 together like, oh, well, Carolina's definitely taking Mac Jones or someone who falls to 8. And Teddy Bridgewater's going to be available. We're going to take a quarterback in round 2. We're not going to need Jimmy Garoppolo anymore. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater's a better, cheaper bridge quarterback. He has bridge in his name. So it's a natural fit, for Bridgewater to be the bridge quarterback.